Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders. Just win, baby, win, baby, win, baby. We are the Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders. Just win, baby, win, baby.
Hey, what's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Oakland Compos. I just wanted to get a few topics off. There's about 4 topics I wanted to talk about today, and let's go ahead and get into it. The first topic I wanted to get into today is about Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey, the defensive player for the Denver Broncos since 2004, and he was also a Redskin from, I think, 1999 to 2003. Anyways, before I get into that, guys, I wanted to tell you a story. See, I'm a person that gives respect to every single player in the NFL. I don't care who it is. I give respect to where respect is needed, okay, guys? I gave respect to Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey's always played with heart. He's always been a really hard player. Even though he's on the Broncos and he was on the Redskins, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to like the player automatically. If they're a good player, then I'm going to like him. So since I'm talking about respect and certain players of the NFL, I'm going to give you an example and a quick story of one. I don't like the San Francisco 49ers. I think I hate them more than any of our rivals. Okay, sure, I hate the Broncos and the Chiefs, probably the same. But I'm going to tell, and the Chargers, of course. But I'm going to tell you this. I hate the San Francisco 49ers. That is one team I can't stand. I can't stand their colors. I can't stand their ugly ass logo. I can't stand their stupid fans. I can't stand anything about that team. But I do give credit to their defense. I'm a fan of their defense. Who isn't a fan of that defense? They have some really good players. They have really good swagger on their defense. And that's coming from a diehard Raider fan. I wish we had that defense. I'm hoping that Reggie McKenzie gets all these players we got on defense and we become like the San Francisco 49er defense. Anyways, here's my long story. I'm going to try and make it short. I was at my girlfriend's house maybe about 3 months ago. I was right there in Campbell, kind of Los Gatos area, right off the side of San Jose in the Bay Area. And I was really bored, so I decided to go to GameStop. I went to GameStop, walked in, I was going to trade in some stuff. I met up with the guy. I had an Oakland Raider shirt and an Oakland Raider hat on, like I do every day. And he was talking to me about the Raiders. He's like, oh, you like the Raiders? I was like, yeah, of course. I have a YouTube channel. I'm a huge Raider fan. He said, that's cool. I'm a big Raider fan myself. And this slow kid came in. He was a African American. He was a slow guy. He was probably like my age. And he was like, he couldn't really talk well. And he was kind of just like, the guy was like, oh, you want to know a funny story about that? I was like, yeah, what's up? He goes, well, this kid comes in every single day. He comes in, he browses around the same GameStop. I'm really good friends with him. He just walks around and looks at games and sees what he's going to pick out next. Thought that was really cool. So I ended up meeting with this guy, shook his hand, and then he said, well, here's the story. Patrick Willis came into the store about a week ago, and he comes in here often. Some of the 49ers come in here often because a lot of them live around here, right here in Campbell and Los Gatos area. I said, oh, okay, what happened? He goes, well, Patrick Willis came in, and Patrick Willis came in. He came in alone, no cameras, no nothing, no one. He just blended right in. He signed a few autographs to the people that were in there that noticed him. But as he was looking at the used games on the Xbox side, the slow kid that was in there every day was right next to Patrick Willis, and he was looking at some games. He ended up talking to Patrick Willis, and Patrick Willis, go ahead and pick 10 games. I don't care what they are, pick 10 games, and you go ahead and get them, and I'll go ahead and pay for them. And he ended up going right up to the register with the 10 games. He got, almost like he pretty much got the most expensive games he could get. Because it's Patrick Willis. He said, pick out any game. I don't care what the price is. He bought 10 games and he bought 5 games for himself. So, long story short, don't, judge a book by its cover. Patrick Willis is a beast, okay? And I already respected the guy. But when I found out that he did something really nice like that, that's what just shows you. I respect players around the NFL. I don't respect the team that he plays for, though. That's totally different. So Patrick Willis is a person. I respect you, and that's it. But that's how I felt about Champ Bailey. But then he had this to say about the Raiders. Champ Bailey was on 102.3 FM in Denver on Tuesday, the day that Charles Woodson tried out for the Oakland Raiders. And they asked him, how do you feel about Charles Woodson? What do you think is he going to do? Is he going to sign with the Raiders or the Broncos? This is quote-unquote what he said. No freaking way Charles Woodson would want to go to the Oakland Raiders. And he also called the visit a negotiation tactic. I'm telling you. That is a slap in the face to the Raiders organization from Champ Bailey. He's saying that Charles Woodson would be an idiot to sign with us again, and he's calling his move to the visit that he had just a business thing to up value on him. Let me give you 5 reasons why I think Champ Bailey hates on the Raiders or doesn't like the Oakland Raiders. First off, let's take it all the way back to 1960 when the Raiders and Broncos rivalry first started. We have beat the Broncos 60 times and they have beat us 40 times ever. That's what the record is, and that could be one reason why. He was on the Redskins from 1999 to 2003, and he's been on the Denver Broncos ever since 2004. So this is my second reason why. I'm guessing that Champ Bailey is mad because he plays in a fucked up altitude in Denver, Colorado. I don't know if you've ever been to Denver, Colorado. I don't know if you've ever tried to play a sport in Denver, Colorado, but it's way harder to do that than in California because they are way high. They're the Mile High City, so they're very high up. The altitude there to play is very fucked up. So he might be angry at that as well. Also, we have more Super Bowl rings than the Broncos do. And on top of that, Champ Bailey does not even have a Super Bowl ring to look back on. So that could also be the third reason why Champ Bailey hates on us. Another thing that Champ Bailey could be mad about, this is my fourth reason, is Champ Bailey has to play in orange and blue, shitty, fucked up uniforms. Look at the Raiders uniforms and look at the Broncos uniforms and tell me which one you want to put on. Pretty basically answered, who would not want to play in black and silver and who would want to put on a neon orange and a bright blue uniform? Plus, we don't have a fucked up nickname. The Broncos do have a nickname. Everybody refers to the Broncos as the Donkeys. So he might be mad that he's been a donkey since 2004 and has no rings. Could that be that? That could be an option right there. And plus, the last reason I'm going to put, and this is the obvious, who has one of the best fan bases in the NFL or in any sports? The Oakland Raiders do. The Raider Nation. The One Nation. Not Bronco Nation. Not Niner Nation. Not Dolphin Nation. Not any of that other bullshit that you see on the internet. We're the true original nation. The Raider Nation. And he doesn't have that. So our fan base shits all over the Broncos fan base and the Redskins fan base. His prior team. So it's really obvious to say. I mean, who the fuck was a Bronco fan before Peyton Manning or John Elway? I'll wait. Okay? And who was a Redskin fan before RG3 last year? I'll wait. Anyways, guys, that's just a real quick few things I want to talk about Champ Bailey. Lost total respect for you, man, and I give respect where I needed to. But honestly, Champ Bailey, you're a bitch in my book. And when you go to play us in Oakland, just be ready for the chance. Be ready for the chance the whole game. Fuck Champ Bailey. Fuck Champ Bailey. It's definitely going to happen, and it's going to make you feel like an uncomfortable piece of shit. Sorry. This one's real quick. My last video I made about Charles Woodson actually signing. I totally forgot to thank the fans. I tried to make it out there to the signing and the rally that we had for him. I knew about it for about 3 days before it happened. I was not able to make it. I'm 3 hours away from the facility and I couldn't get a ride out there. So I want to go ahead and thank, shouts out to Boke510. He's a really nice guy. He's been in the black hole. I just met him over Instagram. He's always on all the signings. He's always at the facility. So shouts out to him. Of course, the one and only Gorilla coming out there. He's always showing support. Just all our dedicated fans. I'm telling you guys made a really big impact on that situation. And I wanted to touch base this real quick that the NFL Network is saying that the organization told the fan base to do that. That's what they're quote unquote saying. They're thinking that the whole rally for Charles Woodson was a setup, which is complete bullshit. It was started on Twitter by the fans, by our fan base. We have a really good fan base, and honestly, the network doesn't respect us at all and kind of talks down on our fan base and on our team as much as they can. So I want to go ahead and thank the true fans. We know exactly what really happened, guys, and hopefully we can set the record straight. The NFL Network is complete bullshit. So thank you to the dedicated fans we have for being out there and bringing Charles Woodson home. Last thing I'm going to talk about Charles Woodson, guys, is I read about the question and answer he had with the media, and I just want to go over 3 main question and answers that he answered that I thought were the strongest and were I liked the most. So here's number 1. The question was, you talked earlier this offseason about possibly wanting to play for a Super Bowl contender. The Raiders are obviously coming off a 4-win season. What attracted you in the end coming to the Raiders? I know you talked to some other teams including Denver. Woodson replied, that was definitely my sentiment going into free agency, is that I wanted to go and finish somewhere that is on the verge. Certainly, a couple of teams that brought me in, San Francisco 49ers and the Denver Broncos, those are 2 places that didn't work out. just as the process kind of rolled on, I knew I wanted to play football regardless really where I played. At this point, I had to figure out what I wanted to do, and playing football is what I wanted to do. It was going to be somewhere if it was a team that wasn't quite there, but still a team that is looking on the up. And I was going to do it. And I feel like the Raiders are a team that is looking on the up. So that's really cool that Charles Woodson definitely signed with us, and he chose us over the Denver Broncos. Because let's face it, guys, while Peyton Manning is there, they are a Super Bowl contending team. But when Peyton's not there, there's no Super Bowl, there's no playoff appearance. I don't see it. So I'm glad that Charles Woodson answered it like that and sees our organization on an upside. The second question and answer that I wanted is, this is what the question was. Did they have to kind of sell you on the idea that they were coming on the up? Or did you speak, or did you have a background with Reggie McKenzie? What role did that play? Woodson replied, that definitely plays a role because we're familiar with each other. But after talking to Reggie, I got a good feel of how the team is going to be. And that just really gave me confidence that they're going in the right direction. Going into the facility, I felt really good about things and where they stood. And if I signed, I was going to be going on a team that has good players on the team. Playing the game is about fundamentals and playing good football, and they have some good players. If we could put it together, we'll win some games. So he definitely sees the potential that Reggie sees. He sees the potential that we all see. We have potential on the team, guys. Let's hope that they can make it work, and I'm sure that Charles Woodson will put the pieces together for us. Last question and answer was, here's the question. You've always been known as one of being the best short tacklers in the NFL. What are you going to bring to the Raiders, and what are you going to do now that you're coming back to Oakland? So his answer was, I'm just going to bring intensity. I'm a football player. I'm just going to bring a lot of intensity, somebody that is passionate about the game, and a guy that knows how to make plays. That's what I'm going to bring. I think when guys watch me play, I think it's going to raise their levels because I want to play the game. So I'm going to bring the mindset, that mentality to the game, same as always, and I'm going to be having fun while I do it. Guys, he sounds like he's going to be a great mentor for all the defense. Tyvon Branch and him are going to be controlling that defense. I'm guessing maybe a middle linebacker or Lamar Houston. One of those are going to help as well. But for the main part, Branch and Charles Woodson are going to be the minds and the mentors behind, and they're going to have the experience. So that's what I'm going to be really happy that Charles Woodson's going to bring. And if Charles Woodson, for some reason, doesn't re-sign with us next year, Tyvon's going to learn a lot behind Charles. So that's also the last thing I want to talk about for Charles Woodson. The next topic I wanted to talk about is Josh Cribbs, the wide receiver we just got from Cleveland Browns. He's a specialty in special teams. I watched Behind the Shield today, and I ended up seeing what he had to talk about with for Behind the Shield, and he ended up saying that in the wild card position, if they want to do some wild card with him, he knows how to throw the ball. So they could reverse, hand off to him, and he could throw the ball pretty accurately. He has some quarterback experience. So that's really nice to know. We could fool some defenses with that. I don't know if they're going to want to risk that or they're going to actually throw that in. But he's really good on reversals, and he's really good. He's just a really good, versatile wide receiver. And he said that he's going to dominate special teams this year. He's going to have his ultimate comeback. He's coming off that knee surgery. Or not knee surgery, but the knee injury, and hopefully he does some really good work on the special teams and kick returning and all that good stuff, guys. So I see good things for Josh Cribbs. Okay. That's going to be it for this episode of the Oakland Combos. There's just a few topics here and there that I missed, and I felt like making a video for you guys today. My subscribers have been going out of the roof lately, guys, for these Charles Woodson videos. They're the highest viewed videos I have. I'm very glad that a lot of you Raider fans are starting to find me. I'm very consistent, and I try to make you guys as happy as I can. If you follow me on Instagram at the Oakland Compost, I usually ask the fans what they want to hear, what they want a video on, and I'm very open to everybody, and I always comment back. So I want to make sure that you guys know I'm consistent, okay? That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you for staying tuned to me, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.